The Miami Dolphins, unfortunately, yet again, for the third time in 5 of their losses, could not pull off the victory. What is up, Dolphin fans? How is everyone doing on this Tuesday? Unfortunately, we lost, and in the most Dolphin way ever, 45 seconds left. But we'll get to that real quick. We do have to shout out the sponsors of the stream. First one is SeatGeek. Go check them out. Use the promo code FINS. You get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Millions of downloads. Great area app. Because I was going to say, if you're in the Cleveland area, you want to go watch the Dolphins and the Browns face each other. There's been a lot of crap bowls this year. You had the Jets Dolphins.
That's the hot seat bowl.
Dolphins. Now you got this one. Use the promo code. Get $20 off your first purchase. Also, Sleeper, who we use a lot. Fantastic, fun fantasy app. Yeah. Use the promo code HMA. You get up to $100 matched 100%. Love using it. The over-unders or the more or less, depending on what you call it. I got a pick 'em league going on in there. Check it out. And then, of course, we got Brunt. It's gotten cold here finally, 60-something degrees. If you're up in the Northeast, supposedly we're going to get hit with a bad winter this year because this nor'easter. You want to go out and get yourself some Brunt clothes, boots, hats, jackets. Use the promo code HMA. You get $10 off. Go get yourself some. And obviously, we have a podcast. You're watching us, but then you can listen to us later on. Spotify, Apple. Go check it out. 5-star it up. And then obviously, if you want to become a member, you hit the join button next to the subscribe button. You get all these cool fancy perks like your name at the end. You get to use our beautiful faces like JD the Great One is using. You get to tell us how long you've been a member and we'll read your comment. Lots of fun stuff. So, Dolphins lost. And it was in such a fashion that it's like, they're down 13. Come score 14 unanswered points, 45 seconds left, and 2 guys couldn't make a tackle, and one of them is one of my favorite Dolphins, Jalen Phillips, slid down him. I got a question for you guys before we get into your reviews of the game. Do you think that tackle happened the way that it did is because Jalen Phillips was afraid to get a roughing the passer call?
Not even close. If you notice, he never had a clear shot where he could have just slammed into him. He came in from the outside and had to reach to grab him. And this is where the guy, being a big dude, was able to shake off the tackle after switching the ball from his right hand to his left hand. So Philip
left to right. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His name is Justin Herbert. That's
there
all
was
it
times
is.
We've seen like Andrew Van Ginkel or Sealer or some of our guys sack somebody and they land on them and you get that 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty, which is a load. So it was just a bad angle, and then another bad angle by Trader, which just
Jalen has missed probably double-digit tackles per season. Double-digit sacks per season
Forever.
Yeah. This is since his rookie season.
He's Mr. That close. I keep telling y'all that. And listen, there ain't no slip out. There ain't no bad angle. He had a full wrap around him.
Pull him down, man.
Wrap, hand touching hand wrap around him. And Justin Herbert just became Superman in that moment.
6'5".
But you want to know something also? Remember, I think the first play of that drive actually was even more egregious in terms of not being able to bring him down. They had 3 guys around him, and he kind of squeezed his arm to be able to just
get rid of it
over the middle to get rid of it. That should have been a sack even more than the Jalen Phillips play.
You know what's interesting to me about that, though, real quick? I just want to bring this up. On that play, he hits Lab McConkey, and they have success. You want to know the one thing nobody's talking about on that play? How bad the O-line was. Because when your quarterback make plays like that, you ignore. You don't even remember how bad the O-line was. I just wanted to throw that out there so people like Mr. Omar can recognize that a quarterback can make you not even think about how bad your O-line is.
Absolutely. You're correct. 1,000%
You're gonna say that a lot tonight, Omar.
Two is wrong. Two is at fault.
He's
Oh,
made
here
it.
we go. Oh, Omar, you're gonna stop.
This wasn't about you.
With that, I'm gonna have to do this. The whole podcast.
He's made a declaration. I made a declaration on Twitter. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. I'm not arguing with people anymore. It's just nonsense. But let's really quick review the game. Dolphins lose. Could have really put themselves in a nice situation to potentially get back into something, because Buffalo lost, and there's a lot of teams in this AFC that are struggling, even though, I've been saying that the season's over since week 3. But statistically, could have helped them out. You beat the Panthers, then you beat the Chargers, then we're thinking about something.
Hey, grandma had one, should be grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. But this team is not good, and it's a bad team.
Would we view this team any differently if they produced a fourth quarter victory against Carolina or a fourth quarter victory against the Chargers, and we're 3-3?
Absolutely.
Would
Dude, seriously, look around the AFC and all the teams that have issues. There are no powers in the AFC. Like,
I don't know if I would view this team any differently.
Yeah, I actually like Omar.
It's a flawed team, and the biggest flaw right now is just they can't finish. I mean, they're like 2 plays away from being 3-3.
Alan, let me help you out, Alan, and maybe I'll change your mind here. Okay, I love Omar's question because no, I wouldn't think of this team any different. Why? Because it'll just feed right back into the narrative of the past. You could beat the bad teams and can't beat the good teams. Well, Carolina, we assume that we would beat them. Well, we assume that they're not as good as the best teams in the league. And the Chargers being depleted, it would have been the same narrative.
It'd be a flawed team, but it'd be a team with
still in the mix.
Where if
with 9-win potential, we'll be back there. Yeah.
It would still be a team, and I'm not saying they were this close to both of them, and hell, you could say that about the Patriots game. That doesn't mean that they would be good, because they'd still have the same issues. The defense is trash. They'd still be very deficient on the offensive line. They still couldn't stop the run. They still have really nobody stepping up at receiver.
Illusion no longer.
Who like, I thought about this the other day, and I sent out a tweet, and I really thought about it. What unit would another team trade for? Like, your unit for my unit, would just not just take one player like Jalen Waddle or Devon Achane. No, you got to take the whole unit. Like,
specialists. Specialists.
I don't.
Because right now you got maybe the best punter in the NFL.
You got to take the whole unit, so you got to take all the special teams.
Riley Patterson was good until he missed a 57-yard field goal, and I don't know why you're sending him. Well, I know why, because every kicker makes 57-yard field goals, but he didn't. The returners have been good. So the specialist and long snapper is Joe Cardona's done a good job. So some teams would trade for the Dolphin specialist. All right. You asked, I answered.
Yes. But what unit on this team is a top 10 unit in the NFL? What unit?
None.
Like, it's just not a good team. And unfortunately,
that's
leadership issues, depth chart issues, roster depth issues. And I'm not saying that miracles can't happen within the next month. They could beat the Browns. I don't know if they could beat the Falcons.
They're not playing Baltimore if Lamar's playing.
Yeah. I mean, but
maybe the Jets again and the Saints. Maybe the Saints.
Ultimately, this team has got to win 8 of the final 11 games to just get to a winning record.
And it ain't happening.
I'll say this. You look at the Tankathon, and you look at the 3 teams that are ahead of the Miami Dolphins right now to get that number 1 pick. It's the Ravens, the Browns, and the Jets. You lose to those 3 teams, they might have the number 1 overall pick.
Is that what we're rooting for now?
I'm just saying that's something that might happen. I'll never root for this team to lose.
I used to feel that way too. I used to feel that way. Now every loss is a victory at this point.
But Omar, my overriding point is no, they would not be a good team had they been able to pull out. It would be still a massively flawed team had able to pull out one or two of those games. But again, there are not that many teams in the AFC. In fact, very, very few who don't have flaws and could at any point start going south.
Yeah.
Well, Tua came out, had his presser, and you guys know if Tua says something dumb, I'm gonna call it out. And if he says something that people blow it out of proportion, like last week, I'm gonna defend it. There's no defending what he came out and said. Like, dude, what are you doing? And he does this like at least 3 or 4 times a season, where it's at the point where he should get like a PR guy. And then McDaniel came out, and then like all the players came out. Patrick Paul said it fantastically, where he's like, "No, I like to keep that stuff in house." So I don't air that stuff out, which again should have been a thing. And Tua yet again puts his foot in his mouth. So leadership is a problem with this team. There is no clear-cut leader. Sealer's trying to be one. Chubb's trying to be one. There isn't a clear-cut leader of this team. What do they do about this, Alan?
Punt. What do they do about it? I think of the guys on the roster, I think Jordan Brooks strikes me as being the one who might be the most vocal guy and the best equipped to handle that role. And he's the one who led the pregame cheer or pep talk or whatever once Tyreek landed on IR. But you're right, they don't have that guy, that big voice in the locker room. Calais Campbell probably was one of those guys last year. But then again, there is a leadership issue. And where does leadership start, though? This is the whole notion of being this is a players' team and all that. The players run the team. It's maybe not necessarily the best construction plan.
Before I get to TD, Kurt Warner said something really good on Twitter, and he said that if as a player you need somebody else to hype you up and build you up, and then this isn't for you. Like, you signed the contract, you made it to the NFL, you should have that fight and desire to be great in you. You shouldn't need someone else to hype you up, which it's like, yeah, I feel that. TD, what's your thoughts on the whole leadership role with this team?
I don't want to come off extreme, but I'm dead serious about what I'm about to say. They need to go ahead and start trading as many assets as possible, because Tua just lost the locker room.
Yeah,
I believe it. And it's not like, this mutiny. No, low-key players, it was already clear that players didn't appreciate that. He had to go to some people and clear things up. But deep down in them, man, and you got to think about like the psychological warfare in their head whenever they see their quarterback do that. Hold on. Yeah, I might have been late to a meeting, but that didn't cause me to go out there and throw 3 interceptions. That didn't cause me to, hey, and maybe I am playing bad, but who are you to tell me? See, the problem we have on this team, we got leaders that ain't backing it up on the field themselves.
Exactly.
It's hard to respect that. Now, you can still lead, but the problem is when you start getting the pointing fingers and you're part of the problem too, even if you own it, no. You only speak about yourself in public, and you speak about the team with the team, and that crossed the line. So when you had all these players coming out, ex-players, it's one thing for media or fans to come out and say, it was wrong. But when you had that many ex-players and that came out that way, the sentiment in that locker room. Okay.
Here's one point I made. One point I made in the column I wrote is that one of the team rules, I think it might be number 1, is protect the team.
Yeah, what happened?
Kind of the antithesis of that.
Because and again, when he says something dumb, I'm going to criticize him for saying something dumb. And that was dumb. He very easily could have came out and obviously we see that he said, I can't be throwing 3 interceptions and yada, yada. But again, it's like, I forgot what game. It was the Patriots game. Great game. Throws the interception. No, Bills game. Throws the interception at the game. And I said, everything else you just did is forgotten. Same thing with him talking. I need to be better here. I need to work on this. I can't throw 3 interceptions. I. But then once you say, I got people coming to meetings late, I got that. People are going to forget that you said that. Like Ryan Clark didn't even, this man never says I. He did, but people forget it because you should very easily could have been like, there's things that we need to work on as a team internally that I'm going to keep between the team.
I agree.
I say the whole problem actually was Omar's fault because it was a very leading question.
Was that Omar's question?
Omar.
The joke. I'm going to make it joke. But it was a very innocent question of like, how do you get the guys to not adopt a woe is me mentality?
How does the leadership, be specific? I said, how does the leadership, which is why he was talking about leadership.
Yeah, but he didn't have to volunteer that part of it.
Omar, do you realize you've sparked off all the controversy this year?
Yes, I have.
Turnovers and bunches.
I do realize this. Yes.
This is what Omar does.
Listen, it's not intentional.
They're good questions. He just needs to know how to answer them.
He's so candidly honest, and that's always been his. What proof you
gotta be more aware, though. It's great to be honest.
Yeah, you do need to be more aware. That you know what, I understood what he was saying, and I understood where he was trying to get, and it was more of like, okay, I'm gonna challenge these guys to step up a little bit more. However, it violated some unwritten code about the locker room that triggered just about every single NFL veteran player. Oh, what? You outing us? You like, you're supposed to keep this in team. You know, this is supposed to be team business. Yeah, we showing up late, but you violating by talking team business.
First rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Tua had to come out and apologize. It's not good.
Did he apologize?
Yeah, McDaniel said that Tua went and he apologized.
He said he apologized to his teammates. I'm very interested to see what happens on Wednesday.
I think the damage is done, though. In the back of their mind, you know. But let me ask y'all a question that nobody's really talking about. And again, I'm drawing at straws here, so this could be nothing. But do you think maybe Tua was lashing out a little because of the narrative that was spread through the media? This whole notion that McDaniel's having a hard time scheming around him. It's like this finger pointing thing going around.
No.
Okay.
It was one guy. It was Tom Pelissero who said it, and it was more. It's not about his play style. It's more about his health.
Mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what came out. It was like NFL insiders are starting to say this,
but if that's the case, and I talked about this on I think today's video, if that's the case, he's doing a horrible job at it because again, against the Panthers, he was calling play actions where he's putting Tua in trouble. So it's like, I don't think it's that. I think it's just he put his foot in his mouth yet again.
Yes, he did, and I look at it from this perspective. I think Tua, and I'm just thinking out loud. I think Tua is like, I did what I was supposed to do because if I hadn't done it, I was going to be stoned to death. If I didn't lead my team down this drive on this game-winning drive and score a touchdown, 3 wouldn't do, I was going to be stoned to death. So I did what I'm supposed to do. Now, did special teams not do what they're supposed to do? Did defense not do what they were supposed to do? Let's be real about it. And in his mind, he's like, okay, what more do we need to do collectively to ensure that this stops happening to us again? Because now it's happened for a 4th time.
You know the problem with that, Omar? Put yourself on a defensive player side of the football, right? In the mind of a defense. We suck. We blew it at the end.
Yep.
But you don't say nothing to me. Don't tell me about your last drive. Because you throwing picks in the middle of the game.
He didn't tell you about your last drive.
No. What I'm saying, put yourself in the head of a defensive player. They're like, you make sure you don't say nothing because you throwing picks in the middle of the game too. Guess what? You came all the way back. How did you come back? We made some stops. We even got it to that point. But if you would protect the football earlier, maybe that would have saved us from being in this situation.
But from his mind, I hand you a lead with 46 seconds left.
We hand you the lead at a halftime and we suck.
That's a whole half of the game to play.
No, I get that. You're right, but it goes around. These are what.
No. And I don't think it's a finger of blame. It's more of because the question was about, and I know the question because I asked the question, and Tua had me rephrase the question a second time so he can make sure that he knew what I was talking about. However, his answer did not connect with what I was talking about, or maybe in his mind it did. I think in his mind he was scanning for what more can we do as leaders.
He was giving you his thought process,
and then that came to my mind like, hell, damn. Well, maybe we need to make these voluntary player only meetings mandatory. Like,
to literally. This is like his wife came out. I'm not gonna say his wife. Say he had a girlfriend and he's not married with kids because I don't want to talk about his family. His girlfriend came out and asked him, "Do I look fat in this dress?" And he said, rephrase that question one more time for me. And she goes, "Do I look fat in this dress?" And he says, "Yeah."
You don't look skinny.
That's exactly what that man just did.
No. He didn't say yeah. He said, "Well, you eat
kind
a
of
lot.
bulging
It's
a
not
little
really
bit.
flattering to you."
You
got
maybe we need to make your meals optional."
He got to get a PR guy, man. Like, or just stop talking.
But he's the kind of person. If his wife, if his girlfriend probably asked him if I look fat in that dress,
he'd be like, "You got another dress?"
Yeah, might not be your best dress.
Oh man! All right, let's move on.
You know what my answer is when
Yeah.
early on in my marriage, when that question came up, my answer would be, "You sure you want to know the answer?"
Jesus Christ!
So, do you want to know the answer, or do you want to tell me what you want to hear?
Well, my daughter. So, a little fun fact, then we'll move on. My daughter, 4-year-old, always asks me, "Dad, can you run with me, or do you want to run with me?" And I say, "Do you want your answer, or do you want my answer?" And she always says, "My answer." And I say, "Sure, I'll go run with you," because my answer is I'm going to sit down. So. But anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about this real quick. Stephen Ross, like he does every game, comes down, stands on the sideline, watches, and now there's that candid picture of him with his hand on his face, and you can see in the Jumbotron over his left shoulder, McConkey out of bounds celebrating.
I didn't know it's in the Jumbotron.
Oh yeah, if I can pull it up, I'll pull it up. Well, I can't with the new format, but I'll send it in the group chat.
It was shocked.
At what point, like, and who came out? Ian Rappaport came out and said something drastic would have to happen, or he needs to see. We're 1-5. We have a bottom.
Don't listen to that stuff. Don't listen to that stuff.
Like, at what point?
Don't even listen to the Ian Rappaports and what they say based on what they're told by the mouthpiece of the team. Like, they don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. Like,
Howie, it wasn't AI. It was actually in the news, on a website. So it wasn't AI. It was like a legit.
No,
photo.
that was, I think, yeah. They are, because our photographer's actually in that shot that you're talking about. And he was like, he was in front of Ross, and he got scolded for being in front of Ross, because he was trying to get his reaction. And obviously, every owner's on the field like 5 minutes to the game when the game is over. So if you don't want the people to know your reaction, then don't go to the field.
Doug, do you remember that Stephen Ross gave McDaniel an extension in 2024 when he had 2 years left on his contract?
Did the same thing with Tony Soprano.
If that doesn't, Soprano didn't have 2 years left on his contract.
No.
So my point is, he gave him a contract and then fired him later that year.
What?
My point is, he gave Soprano a contract and then fired him. What, a couple months ago? After
he gave him like a 1 year extension, whatever. When he had 1 year left on his contract, McDaniel had 2 years left on his contract.
This is the picture.
Oh, okay.
And you see, in the Jumbotron, you see McConkey.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't.
So this isn't AI. This is like a legit.
No, yeah, that's a legit picture. Because they're there. Our photographers are there. Our photographers are sitting right there to the side of them.
My point is if you don't think that Stephen Ross is going to exhaust every single possibility to make sure that this doesn't get turned around, or that he gets to a point that the only way he's going to make a move if he gets to a point where it gets very embarrassing. And Omar, you can go ahead and make the face and tell me I'm wrong.
No, it's like I think Sunday could be an opportunity. Sunday could be a window.
Yeah, you lose to Cleveland.
You lose to Cleveland, and it's embarrassing.
With their head coach who's also in the hot seat. Yeah.
Listen,
whoever loses on Sunday, their head coach is getting fired.
We are officially in the fire window, which is I'm sorry, you're 1-5. You can't pretend like this is on everybody else now. No, it's on you. This is definitely on you. It's roster building. It's leaning on young players too much. It's the negligence in the offensive line. It's it's everything. Like, okay, you're one of your top free agents, Nick Westbrook-Akine. Has he even caught a pass since Tyreek went?
No, he's disappeared, man.
He plays more snaps than anybody else at wide receiver other than Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I mean, this is just. I don't know outside of 2007 if I've seen a poorer built roster than this.
Yeah,
like, I'd really have to scan my brain for. I think maybe Joe Philbin's first year, 2000 and
no, 2012. They had some players there.
No, 2012 his first year.
Yes.
Yeah,
because that's when you got Tannehill. Yeah.
No, they didn't have a good secondary 2012. I mean, we could. I'll look. I will look. I really like 2011's team. So
Omar and Allen, I got a question for you guys because I was wondering this. Say they fire Greer, which is probably not going to happen anytime soon. Do they have to wait till the season's over to start interviewing GMs? Like, is it kind of like the head coaching process, or can they start talking to potential GMs as soon as they fire them?
Oh, no, I think the same rules apply if they're under contract with another team.
Like, if they want to get the Eagles assistant GM, they have to wait for the season to be over?
I believe that.
I remember they hired Parcells before the season.
You have to get organizational approval.
Yeah, he wasn't working with any team, so maybe it applies if they're employed.
So like the Eagles would have to grant permission to interview him, and then a whole process. But can that happen mid-season, or is that like you need to wait till the season's over? We're kind of busy right now.
I thought that was activated in playoffs. Where
I'll get clarification for you, and I'll answer that on Friday.
Because that's my thought process. If I was going to make any moves, I would fire Greer first. He's never going to do that anytime soon, and I'd let the new GM kind of dictate what happens for the rest of the season, especially towards the trade deadline. Which again, I don't trust Greer. But anyway, talking about that, and we'll go more into detail once we get closer. We'll have a whole stream for the trade deadline. But like kind of looking at, and we kind of touched upon it, like who could get traded and all that stuff. We'll go more in depth. But obviously we have, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Jalen Wright, who has been 2 healthy scratches, even though we traded up for him. So there's that. And then the final talking point is, I'm looking at
the 2012 roster, and
I'm looking at it too. Sean Smith was one of the starting corners.
Yeah, Sean Smith, but the other guy was like Nolan Carroll. So
why? You know why? Because they traded Vontae Davis during the trade.
I remember that.
Yes.
And then Jimmy Wilson was the nickel. Not to say Jimmy Wilson's bad. Chris Clemens was a safety. It's really come down to defense, and I think this defense had more talent.
And Rashad Jones was a safety.
Yeah,
so y'all are saying the 20.
They had a hell of a defensive line. Soliai Starks, Cameron Wake, Audric. And then the offensive line, I would argue too, is probably better than this offensive line, with the exception of Jonathan Martin.
Y'all are saying the 2018 roster was better than this one?
2012.
No, I'm just saying 2018.
2018.
Jesus, 2018.
Purging the roster.
Oh, that roster was bad. You're right.
Purge happened after the season. In the offseason when they traded, they let Cameron Wake leave.
Yeah. The next year that you're talking about, 2019.
Frank Gore, Danny Amendola.
Yeah, that roster was pretty bad too.
Yeah, that's the worst roster.
You had Laramie Tunsil at left tackle. You had Juwan James at right tackle. Yeah, just traded at right guard.
The 2019 roster was booty cheeks. Not
2019 was 2018.
Yeah, the 2019 that was the worst roster we had.
And then you traded Kenyon Drake, so you had Kalen Ballage. That was a bad roster. Yeah. Alan Hearns was a starter. Yeah, that was a bad roster.
Real quick, to Uncle Ron. We read the super chats literally in like 2 minutes, just because if we don't get through the talking points, we'll never get through them. So it's normally what happens. First half, we kind of have some things to talk about, and then we chat with you guys. But real quick with the last one, was it all Tua's fault? Let's be objective.
Can we?
How did they get in there? Because
we indicate?
I didn't put it in. You stole what my 4 were.
Omar put it in there.
Can we indicate where that started from? That's Omar trolling folks on Twitter.
I'm not trolling, folks.
Saying it's all to his fault. It's all to his fault. It's all to his fault.
I am not trolling.
To the realization.
I am diffusing the bomb. Everything is to his fault. Now what? Now let's address something else.
Okay, but can you just admit that while it's obviously not all to his fault, he's one of the reasons the Dolphins are 1-5. Maybe not, certainly not the top reason, but
I am telling you right now, everything. I can find a way to connect everything.
Stop.
I'm being serious.
He can, Alan. He can.
I'm being dead serious. The roster's bad because Tua's eating up all the salary cap. I can find a way to Mike McDaniel's the head coach because they want to find somebody to coach Tua. Chris Greer is here because Brian Flores was a ruthless man that forced, that because Chris Greer forced Tua on Brian Flores, apparently. Like I could connect it somehow, some way. It's like 7 degrees of separation.
Hold on, Jalen Phillips missed a tackle on Justin Herbert because it's Tua's fault. Connect that one. Go ahead.
Tua's hand, and Tua was eating a calzone.
Jalen Phillips would have a new contract if they had money because they didn't have to pay Tua. So he's resting as a player. It's
no more. What is it? How many degrees of separation?
7 degrees of separation.
7.
It's now Tua. It's now with Tua.
Listen, if I take this approach, then nobody has anything really to have a gripe with me about.
People off. You know what's funny? It pisses some people off.
It pisses people off. It pisses this guy off. If I just take that approach,
you know why?
It uses a bomb,
it's deflecting. It's deflecting from having to admit that the quarterback's not perfect, and
he's not perfect. He can't kill.
Omar's been saying that. Omar's been saying. Here's the thing.
Omar's been out here pumping that fake hope like it's coming.
Here's the thing.
That was last year.
And I feel
he's gonna become.
I feel it with Omar because I get the same thing. Someone even in the chat was like, "Doug's fake." He said he wanted Tua to get a contract extension. I never said that. People like to make things up. I've consistently seen Omar talk about what Tua needs to do better. Omar's been called a Tua hater. Omar has said every year we should draft a quarterback. Like all of these things are true.
Omar asks the questions that get him nationally criticized.
But then, God forbid, we say something positive, we're 2 ears, or we defend stupidity, we're 2 ears.
Don't align with Omar. We established 2 months ago he toxic. Okay, we've established that already.
That was a month ago.
I'm getting a divorce because of Omar.
That was a month ago. Okay.
Man, I'm telling you, Omar the problem. Omar the reason we lose it. Omar is the reason we won it 5, not Tua.
I left and stopped covering the team 2022. They started winning. Like, listen, I come back. Look what happened. Even though they had a good year 2023. Yeah.
Let's get to these donations. We got 1,054 in here. Be sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button.
I love when it's at 1,000
to 9,000. I said 12. I thought we were at 12. We're at 1,054. If you hit the like button, we'll get more people in here. We got about half hour left in the show. Hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes before the show's over.
Listen, once we get past that Tua is at fault for everything, let's get to the other issues. Let's get to the defense. Let's figure it out.
They're kind of obvious, though. Aren't they? There are issues. I mean, the answer is yes.
T can never do that, though.
Doug, man, this is the problem.
Let's get to Jonah. Should Jonah be playing left or right? Like what are we doing?
Playing period right now. Jeez.
Yeah. Same thing with Kenneth Grant.
Hey man, Cole Strange has some bad plays too. If his name was Jonah Savanae, it would be the same kind of conversation.
James Daniels played what? 1 series?
3 snaps.
3 snaps.
There's problems. There's lots of problems, but
everything else is obvious. It's not a debate. That's the problem.
See, but Tua's problem's not a debate, though.
Oh well, tell that to the masses. That's going back and forth talking about he did nothing wrong in the game. He played. He was perfect.
Those are the extremes. It's the extremes that I have to deal with as well. That blame him for everything.
Supporting Tua if he hadn't led them to a drive against Carolina and led them to a lead against Chargers. Like those plays without Tyreek Hill show you, okay, he can do it. All right.
No.
So what's going on here?
He had 5 seconds left, Omar. That was supposed to be
with 5 seconds. Tell me
same
what he was going to do with 5 seconds.
Same thing Tannehill did.
Okay.
With the Miami Miracle.
This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about.
Same thing Kenyon Drake did.
Alan, do you see what we're talking about?
Hold on. I'm glad you said that, Omar. Same thing Kenyon Drake did. Tua didn't even give him a chance. Tua literally on a Hail Mary lateral went back to pass, looked down the middle of the field, and just turned right and threw the ball. Didn't even look at the defense.
I agree with you. I would have thrown it downfield, tried to see if I could get a PI. I agree with you. That's Tua's fault.
Or not straight to the defender. I'm just saying. It's like he was like, let me go ahead and get this out of the way.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
We don't talk about that 5-second play, but go watch it. Go watch it, literally.
That game was over. I mean,
no, Alan. After I witnessed Miami Miracle, I'm sorry, I can't accept that.
No,
I cannot accept that. You got to fight to the very end. Now. You have to fight to the very end. You got to give it your all, man.
Correct. Yeah, it was a booty cheeks play, but I mean, if we're going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that. And Omar, the thing is about the quarterback. Like I had some people on Twitter say like he did his job against Carolina. That was it. He threw the touchdown pass to Waddle. Then the defense completely messed up. He had the Dolphins had the ball again, 154.
Yeah, Carolina's a bad example.
Yeah, they needed 3 points only.
And then he missed he missed 2 shots, and then he got steamrolled.
Should have missed the 2 shots.
But you can't miss the shots. That's
okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. We should be perfect.
This is how it's like what you said, Omar. He doesn't have that killer instinct.
Okay, but he just did it.
He cannot contribute to the losses. That's all we ever asked.
That's why you're doing the trolling thing, because you're back to being all defender. And
we're getting off topic and we're losing time.
Go ahead, Doug. Sorry.
Ivan with the tour says, will we trade anyone before the trade deadline? Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a good amount of people.
It's time for a fire sale.
It's going to be everyone.
Guys, quick over under. How many Dolphin players get traded before the trading deadline?
2.
I
think 3.
3. Tony, 3. I'm going to go also with 3.
I think both pass rushers, and I think
Jalen and Omar.
And both pass rushers and who?
Jalen Wright.
What's the market for Jalen Wright? Doug, he hasn't played all year.
Man, a bag of chips. Get something.
One of the Tua fans can eat that while he's.
You act like Greer's gonna really like just anything at this point. Same thing with people saying like when I talk about trading Tua, everyone's like, "Well, what do you think you're gonna get for Tua?" It's not about what you get; it's about clearing the cap space. So if someone's offering me a 7,
he's not counting anything to get the cap space. Jalen Wright is not.
We're getting off subject. Yes, Aaron, with the €5, I'm assuming €6. Grid needs to go first. Then let the GM make the decisions on the coaching change and quarterback. Yeah, 100%. That's why I asked the question to my experts to my left, my right, my left, your right, what they would do. RJ with the tenor said, this team is an absolute joke. Tua finally plays well in the 4th quarter, has a clutch drive, and then he throws his teammates under the bus in the post-game press conference. Can't make this stuff up. Yeah, 100%.
Omar?
Put his foot right in his mouth.
It's Tua's fault.
Finn's RK with a 5 says, I can't just only listen to the podcast. I need my Omar facial reactions and expressions. Love you all. It's all 3 of them. It's all 3 of them, especially TD. When Omar says anything like positive about Tua, he makes this like face like
Omar crazy. Y'all just don't know.
James with the 5 says, Ross, Michigan, Brady, Michigan, Brady, Patriots, Greer, Patriots. They're all double agents. Sell the team, Ross.
It ain't happening.
Nope, not happening.
He went down that rabbit hole.
Double agent.
Y'all understand this man was like in business with Trump in like 1980s in the USFL, because he's wanted an NFL team and wanted to be part of a sports owner. So he finally gets his opportunity, and y'all, and it's made him 10 times more money than he paid for the team. And y'all think he's going to sell? Really? Like, he's 82 years old, 82. What do you want to do with the final years and chapters of
the
your
team's
life?
worth what, 9 billion, 10 billion?
About 10 billion. They wouldn't sell for
So someone offered him 15
had-
billion. He wouldn't sell it.
Somebody offered him 10 billion and they didn't sell.
He'll settle for 15 though.
See, we got to start that GoFundMe, man.
Good luck. Yeah,
Man. I asked Eli, he ain't respond.
I mean, what are they? Think about it. What are they going to do with the money? What are they going to do with the money?
It's not.
It has to pass. That's the thing. If you, I don't know billionaire money in billionaire, but it's a state situation. If his daughters have a share in Ross Sports Holdings, as opposed to the team is just handed to them, like, okay, they don't have to pay tremendous amount of taxes on it when it passes over to them. Where you sell
I'm sure they have it lined up in a trust. Yeah.
You sell it, that $15 billion now becomes $15 billion, and you're gonna get taxed on that in inheritance tax. Like, he ain't selling.
Well,
Sorry.
Yeah, he ain't doing that. I'm sure he got it in a trust, and it's gonna pass his kids, avoid taxes. And people got to understand that kind of money, it's not about profit anymore. It's about not paying taxes. So
look at you. You act like a man with money. Around here. Look at you, TD.
A little something, Omar. I got a little something, you know.
Ain't enough to get as broke as I thought you was, TD. Look at that.
No, not me.
This is where all my money went to. Well,
that neon sign, yeah.
So Ross owes me, actually. If you want to become a member, this is one of your perks. Phil, been a member for 3 months. He says, poor build, poor team, trade for picks ASAP. Yeah,
and people have here's the thing, and I wrote last week, you lose to the Chargers, fire sale, time to sell it, time to sell everything, and everything except Patrick Paul can go. You want it, make an offer. But people are like, well, why would I leave Greer in charge? I will name you the one trade that Greer has lost in his NFL career, and keep in mind, he's made, before last season, I haven't checked now, he's made more trades than any other executive. One trade he's lost is Josh Rosen. And I don't really think that was his decision.
You could say the Jalen Wright trade he might be losing.
Oh, you talking about like, yeah,
in general,
so.
just in general.
Did he win the Bradley Chubb trade?
No.
Value and trade value
should have been Smith.
But here's the thing, though. Omar, and he's done well in trades. I'm going to agree with you on that.
But trying to put a finishing piece on a team that you thought.
But that's precisely the point, Omar. If you have the owner is telling you go ahead and get anybody you want, and you're benefiting from other teams wanting to dump big salaries, i.e. Jalen Ramsey, it's easy to win a trade. We're going to be honest about it.
Yes, you're correct.
All right.
AJ Hall with the Fiver said, played basketball.
It's fault for that too.
Yes, 100%. Played basketball with Omar's BFF Brent Grimes the other day. Omar convinced him to lace them back up, he said.
Okay.
Dolph Fanatic with the tenor says, is this panel agreement that Mike is seemingly doing the best he can with this personnel? He's helped his case after week one. It needs to be more of a disciplinary, but Greer is the problem.
He's not a disciplinarian, he ever
become.
He is. That's not who he is.
Yeah,
and I respect him because he hasn't strayed from who he is.
Yeah, that's true. He's been consistent, but he has not made a case for anything.
Greer is the problem, and is an easy statement to make until you realize that there's a lot of collaboration going on there, and it's not like McDaniel doesn't have any say whatsoever.
Greer has such a passive personality; he's going to give McDaniel what he wants majority of the time.
Prime example is when McDaniel came out and talked about how he loves fast receivers and pass rushers. And if you look at what the Dolphins normally are going after, it's like they signed Judon. He didn't need Judon.
McDaniel said his first year in Miami, I would draft a pass rusher every year in the first round if I could. Mm-hmm. Those are his words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Heavy in the area.
Uncle Ron with the Fiver said, Omar, you said Ross is hurting the most. In which case, why doesn't he offer Greer a blank check to take up an honorary job and hire a real GM instead?
How you know that's not coming?
I was about to say,
how do you know that that's not coming?
They're going to do the. I call it.
And I say this again. What is the benefit to firing anybody right now?
But then, you just said earlier that if they lose Sunday, they lose Sunday.
Yeah. But that's because of. I think the only thing that makes Steve Ross fire people is embarrassment.
I agree.
That's it. Embarrassing. It's always governed.
Pretty embarrassed on the sideline.
But if they lose by a field goal, last second field goal again against Cleveland, I don't know that it's an automatic slam dunk that he's making a change.
If Dylan Gabriel beat us, that's an embarrassment.
Well, Cleveland hasn't scored 17 points all year.
Run the ball like 20 times.
Competitive. Like they have
they threw it 52 times.
Hold on. Y'all remember Adam Gaze's last game against Buffalo?
42-17.
What was the score?
42-17.
Was it 42-17? Damn.
I believe so. I'll double check.
Where players were literally pulling themselves out of the game. They were like, yeah, I'm done. I'm like the whole team. And that team quit on Gase. They quit after Minnesota. I've had these private conversations. Like Minnesota, Gase threw them under the bus in a Minnesota loss, and they were like, "Oh hell no, nah. And they quit on it. The whole team.
In the next game,
I don't remember what the next game was.
They lost against Jacksonville, and by the way,
they lost against Jacksonville, and then Buffalo. They were like, "Yeah, I'm not risking injury for this guy. Like, yeah, wow. I'm done. I'm out."
And it was 42-17.
Yeah, and you something like that has to happen, or they embarrass themselves, like in they did against the Saints in London when Philbin got whacked. Like this team, and that's the thing, and that
was Jets.
Jets. That's the funny thing. That was what Mike's strongest argument in case was after that embarrassing, humbling loss against the Chargers. He's like, "Well, at least the team hasn't quit on me yet." Like the whole press conference. Like I got an example and proof that they haven't quit on me. And I'm like, clearly he just had that discussion with Steve Ross.
Anyway, Pug with the tour said, how surprised would it be if Ross runs it back? I'd be shocked.
0%.
Pissed off and shocked if he
well, it depends on your definition. I do see a world where Greer gets fired in the offseason, but McDaniel and Tua gets one more year with the new general manager looking at it all.
20%, Alan says.
20% for me.
20% run it back with Greer and McDaniel?
And Tua. Tua's coming back.
Well, Tua's a given. Like,
ain't a given, but yeah.
RJ said cheerleaders are top 10 unit in the NFL. He's not wrong.
Oh no, I got to see the film.
I don't know. Do we have a power ranking? I mean, how do we prove
it? Dolphin 345 with the tour said, genuine question, Omar, are you still convinced Tua has it? I don't think Omar ever said he did have it.
I have not said. I've been off the Tua it train since I was on his podcast.
Who are you? What are you talking about?
On your podcast.
You've been off. Okay.
Wait. That Tua has it?
Omar's never said he had
it. When am I saying Tua has it?
I pressed you on it.
Huh?
I pressed you on it.
Yeah. When was the last time I said Tua has
Omar is careful with his words.
You've always said I still believe I believe he's going to.
I believe in him, but I
believe he has it. Huh? He just hasn't shown it yet, but it's coming.
Oh, yes.
I have said that. Yes, I have said that. I'll take.
He has it, but he hasn't shown it. Right. Birthday Slimy with the 20 he says McDaniel shouldn't be absolved from anything.
Oh, you forgot to say it's all his fault. Sorry.
But you got to feel for him with Tua essentially undermining him by saying that. Especially when you considered he'd be almost out of the league if it weren't for the hugs and kisses from McDaniel. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I don't think what Tua said has any connection to Mike McDaniel, and everybody who put it and connected it to Mike McDaniel or thought it was an attack on Mike McDaniel, you're wrong. They're talking about player-driven stuff. Channing Crowder said something on QAM today. He was talking to Chris Perkins, and he was like, you know what, Perk? Back in my day, we didn't call that player only meeting. We call that just getting ready for the game. And it's him and Zach Thomas sitting there watching film together. And the problem is today's culture in the NFL, you got to make those things mandatory because they don't have They didn't have iPads to go home and watch film and whatever, look at the film and study the film and go over the plays. And they couldn't tell Steve to put all their third downs on defense on my iPad, and Steve would do it the next morning. They had to be in the film room doing it. But the convenience of today's NFL is, I could do that from home. I don't need to be here to do that. And so you assume that players are doing it, and the reality is they're going home and playing Xbox.
Wow. Shout out Kyler Murray.
There's a hilarious story about Johnny Manziel. Like when Mike was coaching them, Johnny Manziel, they go through the whole season and the dude hasn't looked at his iPad one time to watch any film before he plays a game. And it's and
they can check the usage.
Yeah, they have the usage. Yeah.
Was it Russell? Was it Jamarcus Russell who they put a $5 bill in the playbook?
That was in the movie Draft Day.
No, there was. It actually happened. I think it was Jamarcus Russell. I think they put something, or it was blank or something, and they asked him did you watch the film? And he was like, yeah, I watched it. And they were like, no, you didn't watch it, because he would have came back and I'm like, there's nothing there. All right, rapid fire. We got 10 minutes. Noel B with the fiver says, good to see Tua's hip injury didn't prevent him from putting his foot in his mouth. Tua may be smart, but not with the mic in front of him. Ain't wrong with that one. Benjamin with the fiver says, using the O-line is a cop-out because every team right now across the league is having O-line issues. How is it each quarterback and offense handling it? I know one team's quarterback is handling it on the sideline. Hasn't played since week 3, week 4. It all depends. Irv with the fiver says, do you guys feel like your questions get answered when you asking a Coach McDaniel questions? I'm always left confused. Do you guys feel like you get?
Sometimes.
Yes. Listen, his problem, and I love to say this on the record, his problem, I've realized what it is. When he's nervous or unprepared for that answer, you get the word salads. And you get the humming. The things he's prepared, passionate about, he's fine. But when you give him the curveball and he's not ready to handle, your leaders suck in your locker room, what is your response? He'd be, and
he's also uber careful to use the proper terminology that he wants, which is why you get a lot of the
yeah, and he just keeps talking till he actually gets something good out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marco with the tenor says, with the rookie struggling on the O-line, why haven't they pulled the rookie? Why go every game with a clear issue? What is the expectation of the rookie O-line? I know Smith talked about it, and I think he said something like he doesn't want to mess with it's like a building type thing. They asked him, you guys asked him last week.
Yep. Because some rookies will get scarred if you pull them early like that. It's going to shatter their confidence, and certain guys you're going to lose them.
You're going to get a monogamy.
Yep. And the other point that Omar has made before, and that's a good point, Omar. So I give you your props. Who do you have behind him that's better right now?
And we're allowing players to develop when we can't afford to allow them to.
Exactly. We didn't draft properly, and hence not drafting properly. We don't know.
I don't know if it's not drafting him properly. I just don't think he should be playing.
Right. Well, if we drafted properly, we'd have a guard in front of him that he can learn behind.
Well, you did. You had Liam Eichenberg, and he's out with an injury. It happens. But he wouldn't. I don't know if he would be starting if Liam Eichenberg was here. I'm just saying that out loud. You think Jonah would be starting?
Yeah.
Right now because of the injuries, but James Daniel and
Liam would be the right
struggles would have him replaced by Liam if Liam
possibly, because then you have a better option. But that would have been done early. Now you're building to a point where, you almost got to let him play.
Yeah, you got to let him play through it.
Yep.
Fish Pilot with the tenor says, tired of the excuses for this team. I don't care that Greer is a nice guy. I don't care that Mike McDaniel's an offensive genius. Don't care that Tua's efficiency. All three of them need to go. Oh. I got nothing to say on that one. Eric with the fiver said, Omar and Allen, can you guys call out sick for this dog poop game? Come on, guys, treat yourself to a day.
You know what's funny? I realized today I didn't book my flight to Cleveland, and I actually had to book it today. And told my bosses and got a pow pow. I got a pow pow. I'm like, I thought I did and I didn't, and it's better I find out today than Saturday when I'm supposed to travel.
Tua's fault.
Ian with the Fiver says, it's leadership really the problem on this team, though. Last year they started 2-6 with Armstead and company. Feels like the team just isn't good enough.
But Armstead and company helped them pull out of 2-6.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Armstead and Calais Campbell.
No.
Good point.
Roses are red, Dolphins are aqua. They are playing so bad they look like
Caca.
Got poets in here, man.
Right.
Skinny with the Fiver says his main issue with Miami is that they haven't had an elite quarterback since Dan or top 5 offensive line, so they will be average until they can get one of them.
They'll average till they get 2 of them.
That's true.
With the tenor. Says Tua loves playing football, but so does any child enjoy playing. The desperate problem is that as long as he can keep playing and not get hurt, then that matters far more to him than constantly losing.
Disagree.
The man said he will die on this field, so I don't know if I agree with that one.
Home happy Sunday too.
James Willie says the collaborative approach failed. Team is presented with opportunity, adversity. Coaches, players deflect. GM is hiding. Ross needs one true leader.
Just one.
Bingo.
Name him.
Mike Tomlin.
But Omar, that's not the point, though. He is absolutely right. The question is, who is that guy?
Well, when we have one true leader in Bill Parcells and Mike Tannenbaum, that doesn't produce the answer either. You have to hire somebody.
We won the division.
Was it
They won the playoffs. They won the division like immediately under Parcells.
And won what?
This year. Won the division title, which is the last time they did it.
Okay. And no, other than winning the AFC East, they won what? Nothing. No playoff.
The bar for this team is low, I think. By the way, forget what Omar is saying. Your point is very valid. They need a football czar who will oversee.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but who is that?
Well, that's the big question. Louis Riddick.
Mike Tomlin.
Playing with you.
They're winning so much. John Harbaugh?
Who? Oh,
Raven fans want to get rid of that. John
Harbaugh for one bad season. Sorry.
Marco with a $20 donation.
They're not a bad run franchise.
The biggest issue with Tua is the lack of competition. No consequences to playing like poo-poo. He didn't say poo-poo. Imagine if there was a competition and he was worried about being benched. He would have different mentality, guarantee you.
I don't disagree with that. And in fact,
it might be worse.
If they had drafted Shedeur Sanders instead of Jordan Phillips, we would be seeing a whole different stakes to this season. And they wanted to avoid that. And that's part of the problem.
Yep. Culture. Roberto,
we will be calling for Shedeur right now, by the way.
Oh yeah. People are calling for Ewers. I want to see what Ewers can do before the season's over. Like if we're down bad and we still only won one game, I want to see Ewers. Roberto with the Fiver said yesterday, I think Sheriff on the McAfee show said he didn't see any coaching moves being made anytime soon. Later that day, Brian Callahan was fired.
It happens.
Their sources are agents and agents.
Exactly. Like Omar said, take it with a grain of salt. James with the Fiver said, oh, do you need to reevaluate your threshold on quarterback rating? Tua has a 92.1, which you claim is good. But that's
no, I wouldn't
in the NFL. Justin Fields is 21st.
Go ahead, Omar. Omar, go ahead. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Tua's fault for everything.
There you go.
Thank you. There you go.
Marcus with a Fiver said, love your show, guys, but can you please find a way to move the comment scroll so I could see Poop and Omar's eye roll as they disagree with each other. If you're watching it on your phone, because if you're watching on the computer, nothing's covering us. Maybe it's if you're watching on your phone, you'd have to hide the chat scroll because
do it right now. I'll give you a good eye roll. Go ahead, do it.
Nobody with the Fiver says, do you think McDaniel regrets trying his coaching career to Tua?
8 jobs were open. He got one interview and got one job. I think he's very thankful for the money and the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, he gonna go home to his family and be happy anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chuck with the 10 and a lot of money. Chuck with the tenor said, "Love you guys. Can't believe I'm missing Jay Fiedler and David Woodley days. Hey man, give Jay Fiedler some respect. I love Jay Fiedler.
Y'all will acknowledge that Tua is better than Jay Fiedler.
Omar, 1-loss record. Right now, they're probably very similar.
Yeah. Tua's taking on water right now. Okay. It's Tua's fault.
Daniel with the $5 says, has Tua play/demeanor changed because he is pissed the team's signaled they don't want him past 2026 by not restructuring his contract this offseason? No, because he's still getting his money. He don't give a crap.
I would tell you, I think his demeanor changed when he got the contract.
Yeah.
He became
Because his demeanor changed. He stopped working with certain people. His play style changed. His mechanics changed.
That.
And if you look at all the comments that he's made that have gotten him in trouble, pretty much all of those have come since he got the contract.
Yep.
He used to say stupid stuff before that. Stakes weren't that high.
Like what?
I don't know the playbook fully. That's pretty stupid.
But it all started with "show me the money." That's when it started.
Patrick with the tenor says, Omar, this week, the states suck for Tua, so I'll ignore them and just say everything is his fault. Shameless. If you're going to live by the stats, die by the stats.
Whoa.
Omar, after you today.
Omar, what say you?
I live by the stats and I will die by the stats. Well, let's see how the season ends. I live by quarterback rating. You all know that.
Slippin' Jimmy with the $5 says,
rating, not quarterback rating.
Well, on the last play, Tua didn't even see the defender or just didn't care because the game basically over. Either one is bad, pretty much.
Love the Avatar, by the way. That's a fabulous show. If you guys have never seen it,
Everyone loves Saul. I just watched Nobody 2.
I'm sorry, that's Better Call Saul.
Did you see Nobody 2 yet?
No.
Did you see Nobody, the first one that he was in?
No.
Go watch him. Really good. J-Rad with the tour said, we will waste H-Chan like we did Ricky. Much love.
Not if you trade him.
No. No.
Stock will never be higher.
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
And this is taking your TD. This is taking a book from the Gospel of TD. By the time they're good again, he'll be done.
Yes. And we'll still be like, we got 18.
Mr. Finisher with the $2 donation said Tua is only worth the last pick in the draft. You clear that cap space, man. Marcus with the $2 said, please take a poll to extend the show to 2 hours. It's about the family. It's about our family.
I love y'all.
Yeah, man. Omar got 4-year-olds. TD's got 26 kids.
Omar
Alan's got a big dinner.
Tuesday night wings. Omar ain't gonna miss that Tuesday.
Hell yeah,
I got a toddler watching herself right now.
Yeah. I got a pregnant lady putting my 4-year-old to bed. I feel bad for her. So yeah, we gotta wrap this up. Greenwood with the $5 said, give to a pass. Clearly Omar's question activate his PTSD and he panicked.
That's crazy that it's always you, Omar.
Hey, that is true.
Friends in the house with the $5. What grade would you give Greer for taking the O-line serious this year? The agenda, that was the agenda, right? I'd give him like a C+ because he tried, right? He got James Daniels.
Tried.
A+.
He tried.
Okay, tell me how he tried. Hold on.
He did.
Tell me how he tried.
The guy who tore his Achilles. That's going to really benefit us.
He signed James Daniels as a free agent. He traded up in the second round of the draft.
I love that one. There's the C+.
He tried his. What I'm saying, I'm not saying the results have been good. I'm saying he tried.
And depth.
And
he signed Larry Borom as a free agent.
Larry Borom?
And he re-signed Liam. He tried. I'm not saying the results.
Yeah, like I give Greer credit for trying to address the position of the O-line, the whole O-line, but it failed. He just failed at it.
Failed. I would have given him a passing grade if he would have used the first-round pick on an offensive guard and then addressed defensive tackle.
You got a guard at that pick?
Yeah.
Draft a guard at 30.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Okay, and then you end up with what you got.
They could have taken Tate Ratledge, who's doing pretty well in Detroit by all accounts.
All right.
By staying put and not surrendering the draft capital.
Sharp with the Fiver says Omar will be writing to his biography. Will be sold in the Sharp Arms toy aisle.
That dude is so mad at me right now.
Yeah, he is. Lewis with the tenor. Let's be serious for once. We need to look for a franchise quarterback until we find one. This crap waiting for players to develop it for 5+ years is crazy. Get your guy, build around them. See, but they got your guy. They just didn't build around them.
How long have Omar? How long have I been saying that? When I was saying you guys, because you kept telling me who if they're going to replace Tua, who else, and I was like, it doesn't matter. Going to that guy.
I'm on Sellers right now. We'll see if that changes. The trucker dat fish
sucked last week.
Hey man, Josh Allen wasn't great in college. With the $10 donation says, I don't care what anyone's given to a damn O-line. Watch him work. They never will. Charlie Sinclair with the tenor said, I need a correction from Omar. He said Herbert isn't a quarterback who drives to winning games. He has 18 game-winning drives since 2020, the second most.
Yeah, having a bad week, Omar.
I know, Charlie. You're right. You're absolutely right. I was trolling Poupard with 46 seconds left in the game. And
Omar, the reason why Justin Herbert has all those game-winning drives is because it's Tua's fault. Come on. William with the tenor says, bring Brian Flores back. That ain't never happening. Can we just make McDaniel get on his knees and apologize to Flores on behalf of the team and bring him back? Just thinking out loud. I'm moving on. RJ with the tour says Greer won the trade up for
Ireland.
And hold on, let me quick point about that one. The Dolphins moved up from 12 to 3
and
cost them only a second-round pick. And then look back to what they got from San Francisco when we moved down to 3 to 12. So they won that trade. They completely lost.
Took the wrong guy. Took the wrong guy. Charlie Sinclair with the Fiver says Tua versus Herbert debate over forever. Tua would have been sacked by Phillips if the roles were reversed. Yeah, it's been over.
You're not questioning that, are you, Omar?
Nope.
And we would all say the O-line, the O-line. Nobody talk about Herbert O-line.
You're absolutely right.
Two different style of quarterback.
Like by the way, hold on.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt. The guy that
an O-line in front of one of them.
The guy that Phillips blew by is a recent first-round pick.
Yeah.
DS Fins with the Fiver says next year will be worse. Once they cut Chubb and Hill, they'll have $90 million in dead cap and less than 20 in cap space next year. That's not true. They cut Tyreek Hill and Chubb, they'll have $20 million in cap space.
No, that's what he just.
Less than 20 in cap space. But that's just two guys. There's more. They're fine.
Yeah, we're gonna have money. We're gonna restructure Tua, extend them out. We'll be fine.
Kicker with a duck said, yeah, Jamarcus Russell was the blank CD. He said he was good with all the plays on it when coaches asked him if he watched it. Yeah, because I think I watched a documentary on Jamarcus Russell.
They gave him a blank CD.
They gave him a blank DVD, and he said, yeah, I watch it. I'm good on the plays. And they were like, and they still got taken #1 overall.
Yep. Woof.
Marcus with the Fiver, hard to show up on time for a players-led meeting when you're leaving the champagne room. Birthday salami with the tour. McDaniel answers like a teen who just got busted for weed. Copper, can Belichick be our savior? No. I don't want any of these old farts that people keep bringing up. No. Come on.
Would you take Bruce Arians as your
yes,
czar?
As a czar, yes.
Okay, that's an old fart.
Said we should get Bill Belichick as the GM. I said, are you out of your mind? I'm like, man can't draft if his life depended on it. Chris Draves with the Fiver says Omar gives Tua credit for a fourth quarter TD, but doesn't realize they were down double digits because he stunk it up in the third. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. To his fault.
Well, Art with the Fiver says, if Bijan Robinson did that to Buffalo last night, he's bringing Adrian Peterson rushing record on us. 100%.
And that defense, man.
Weirdo Guy became a member, and he also donated. Appreciate for the 1-2 combo. He with the Fiver, he says prediction for the final season record on the remaining schedule. I have 4-13. I think I said the way the team is playing now, I have them winning 3 games. So
I got them winning 6.
I had to redo last night. I had 5.
And then D Hug All Day. Been a member for 5 months. He said, bring in Chris Shula. That is a name that's out there.
It is a name.
We will see you guys Friday, 6:30, previewing the toilet bowl with the Browns
It's the hot seat bowl. Hot seat bowl.
Oh, see what you did there.
It's gonna be a good game.
There are toilets that you can get like a warming seat for people up north like me. So, but we will see you guys on Friday. Go check out Omar Kelly on the Miami Herald, Alan Poupart, Miami Dolphins on SI, TD Fins Talk on TD, youtube.com/TD Fins Talk, the Roundtable Sports, AFC's Roundtable.
And we hit 1,200.
He's also a NASA pilot. He also cures cancer. He does financing. He'll do your taxes. He'll mow your lawn.
I coach quarterbacks too.
Planning.
I coach quarterbacks too. So Miami needs some help. And
then you can find me youtube.com/Dougly Do Wrong. We appreciate all you guys. 1,100 in here. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button on your way out. We are out. We'll see you Friday. Peace.